Today, unfortunately, we have bad news because right now the criterion in order to obtain Labor Arraigo laboral is changed for those who were asylum seekers or were under international protection. In this video, we're going to solve any doubt that you may have regarding this topic. We'll explain how you can now not obtain Labor Arraigo if you have asylum, and we'll exactly understand why. Hello everyone, my name is Gerard, I'm the marketing responsible at immigrationspain.es, and today we're covering a very important topic, a topic that's raising many questions because the rules to obtain Labor Arraigo have been changed thanks to a ruling from the Supreme Court, and in today's video we'll understand why that's happening and why you, as someone who have been waiting for asylum, cannot compute the time that you've been working for the requirements for the Labor Arraigo. Before moving forward into the topic, remember that if you haven't done so yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are posting new videos every single week with all the updates on immigration and Spanish nationality that will help you as a foreigner stay in Spain for the long run, obtain residency, and navigate the Spanish bureaucracy. So, if you haven't done so, subscribe. The first thing that we must understand is what's happening with asylum and how it works for foreigners. So, when a foreigner applies, submits his or her application for asylum or international protection, enters a period in between this application is submitted and a resolution is issued where the foreigner is allowed to stay in Spain, is allowed even to work in the country, but not under a resident status, not under a stay status, but under a permanent status, which means that is allowed to stay in the country, just waiting for his or her resolution, but he or she is not under a legal residency or stay status. And this is very important for what we're going to see next. Then, once the resolution, the response is issued, two things can happen. One, the application is accepted, or two, the application is denied. Many times when the asylum application is denied, the foreigner submits an appeal, and between the appeal is made and a resolution for the appeal, during this period of time, the foreigner can still stay in Spain and even work. So many foreigners were wondering, okay, what happens with those periods where I'm waiting for my resolution or I'm waiting for my appeal resolution to be issued? Do these periods where I've been working in the country count for Labor Arraigo? Well, let's see from the Labor Arraigo perspective. Even though the Labor Arraigo has been suffering many changes, right now there are two main requirements to obtain this permit. One, you must have been in Spain for at least 2 years prior to your application, and two, you must demonstrate that you've been working in the country for at least 6 months. And then is where these foreigners who wish to understand if they are meeting this 6-month requirement thanks to being working during the asylum resolution, if those periods do count and compute for Labor Arraigo. And even though that was true up till now, foreigners were obtaining Labor Arraigo after being asylum seekers and being waiting for the resolution and working thanks to that, right now this has changed, and this has changed thanks to a ruling from the Supreme Court. On February of this year, 2024, the Supreme Court issued a ruling where it was stating that one, in order to apply for any type of arraigo, you must be under an irregular situation. And remember, we've said that when you are an asylum seeker, you are under a permanent status, not irregular situation. And two, the most important thing here is that this ruling stated that the 6 months that you need to compute in order to obtain Labor Arraigo must be under a stay or a resident status. And remember that under asylum, when you are seeking for asylum, you are not, as we've said in the beginning, you are not under a stay status, you are not under a resident status, but under a permanent status. So this means that any social security contribution made while you are waiting for your asylum resolution or while you are waiting for the appeal for your rejection of your asylum will not count for Labor Arraigo. Thus, and as a conclusion, asylum is not compatible anymore with Labor Arraigo. And if you are waiting for your asylum and you've been working with while waiting for your resolution, this period will not compute. This is not meeting the requirement for Labor Arraigo, and this path is not available to you. This is very important news because this is changing completely the way you need to work it around in order to obtain your residency in Spain. You must consider this, and as always, if you have doubts, if you need to find alternative routes to obtain residency in Spain, we're here to help you out. You just need to send us an email at info@immigrationspain.es. We know that this changes things were not like this in the past, and now we'll need to find new routes to obtain residency. So send us an email and we'll be glad to help you, to guide you, to understand your situation and find the best possible alternative. As always, if you haven't done so, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are posting videos every single week, and see you in the next one.